I love the Hunger Games movie. I related to Katniss with her little sister because I had an older sister who I felt would protect me in whatever way she could. I found the story to be very intriguing and unsettling, pulling at my heartstrings in many different ways throughout the film. I enjoyed watching the growth of the characters' connections with each other. The love between Katniss and Peeta was friendly but strong. Her mentor Haymitch and the changing dynamic of their friendship was interesting to watch. Also, Senna with Katniss, their relationship evolved to have so much emotional impact. I craved to watch the deep connections that Katniss had with the people she came to know. Throughout the film, Katniss goes on this journey from the rubbles of District 12 into the capital. She's met with glamour and delicious buffets of food, rich people who are wildly out of touch with reality, and then a nightmare begins. Katniss is obviously forced into this competition of killing the other districts. She is so powerful and skilled at archery, which made me feel as a woman that I could do anything if I learned the skills to do so. Katniss was an incredibly empowering character when I was younger. I was hooked onto this story as a kid. I read the book, I watched the movie. No other film has given me the same feelings. Everything evolves once the games begin. It's very intense and emotional as Katniss meets Rue and forms a connection with her, and then she's killed. Katniss finds Peeta and their love begins. Together, they kill people. The entire world that they're in is this crazy, intense concept. They're inside a bubble and cannot escape until one is left standing. The movie begins and I'm immediately drawn in by the setting and tense emotions. The movie begins with Katniss's little sister screaming as she has a nightmare that she's been chosen for the games. It's really setting the scene for this awesome film. I enjoyed the contrast of District 12 and the bones scattered on the ground and kids playing with the muck to show the lack of money in their area versus the capital. I've always been interested in the mysteries of the world hidden by the government. That theme is strong with this movie. Katniss goes beyond her zone into the woods to hunt with Gabe, and you wonder why they would be caught by the capital, tongues ripped out. It's scary and an unsettling way to imagine in the world. It seems apocalyptic, but really, it's just an insane ladder of rich versus poor and control in the world. It's random and unfair that Prin's name was chosen among the mass. I felt so bad for her, and I was scared too. The silence is very powerful within this scene. I immediately get chills as Prim is screaming for her sister as she volunteers for her. Their lives are really about to change. The happiness of Effie and her happy Hunger Games speech is truly unsettling. I fear the capital, the rich, the government. This movie was a changing point in my life to where I began to have distrust within our country. I used to feel so safe knowing that I lived in America, knowing that I'm protected by the police. But after viewing this film, my life changed in some way. This came out when I was 12 going on 13. I saw the world differently after this point. I no longer felt safe or as though my life was positively in control. It's an odd experience to watch Peeta and Katniss get whisked away into this luxurious and unreal universe that is the capital. Immediately, when they are put onto the train, they're surrounded by all of this food and elegance that almost seems stupid and pointless without their families to join them in their homes back in District 12. It's nauseating to watch the people of the city clap and cheer in their bright and fantastical costumes. The world they live in is not real comparatively to those from the other districts. It truly gave me a disturbing feeling inside. For me, the fact that they have to fight for their lives to survive and kill others, knowing that people are going to be trying so hard to kill them, is terrifying to me. Fast forward, and Rue, the youngest in the game, dies. Everything changes. Katniss kisses her 3 fingers and raises them into the air as people in District 11 begin to riot in the madness of Rue's premature death. Katniss finally becomes the symbol of hope for the other districts. This becomes one of the most impactful moments in the film. The innocence lost in the brutal reality of the games hit hard. Katniss's tribute to Rue with the flowers and the salute to the cameras was a touching act of defiance that turned the tables and called everyone's attention to the humanity within the inhumanity of the games. It was a reminder of the personal cost of the capital's cruelty and the spark of rebellion that would grow into a full-blown revolution over the next few films. The climax of the film with the Nightlock berries was one of the biggest standout moments for me. It was bold and clever, moved by Katniss and Peeta, a refusal to play by the capital's rules, and a declaration of their autonomy. This act of defiance was not just about survival, but about reclaiming their power and humanity in a world designed to strip them of both.